We've all been there. That deadline looms. That task sits unfinished. The pressure builds, and yet we find ourselves doing anything but the task at hand. We know we should be working on it, but somehow, checking social media or reorganizing our sock drawer seems way more appealing. It's almost as if our brains are wired to seek out these distractions. This, my friends, is the universal struggle with procrastination. Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a complex issue that involves our emotions, our mental state, and the environment around us. It's a complex dance between our brains, our emotions, and those pesky little distractions that seem to multiply when we need to focus. Our minds are constantly bombarded with stimuli, making it difficult to concentrate on the task at hand. It's about putting things off, even when we know it might hurt us in the long run. We delay, we defer, and we distract ourselves, often leading to feelings of guilt and regret. We'll explore the reasons behind this common habit, understand its impact on our lives, and most importantly, arm ourselves with actionable strategies to overcome it. By understanding the root causes of procrastination, we can begin to address them effectively. Let's embark on this journey to conquer procrastination and unlock our true potential one step at a time. Together, we'll learn how to manage our time better, set realistic goals, and create an environment that fosters productivity. With the right tools and mindset, we can transform procrastination from a hindrance into a stepping stone towards success. More than just laziness. Procrastination is often mistaken for laziness, but it's far more nuanced. It's a deliberate act of delaying a task despite knowing it might have negative consequences. Laziness implies a lack of motivation, while procrastination stems from an inability to manage our emotions and impulses effectively. We procrastinate because those tasks trigger uncomfortable feelings, fear of failure, overwhelm, or even boredom. Instead of facing these feelings head-on, we seek refuge in activities that provide instant gratification and temporary relief. Think binge-watching your favorite show instead of tackling that presentation. Understanding this distinction is crucial to effectively address the root of the problem. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. This is a fundamental aspect of human nature, deeply embedded in our neural pathways. When we receive a reward, our brain releases dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel good. This creates a feedback loop, encouraging us to seek out more immediate rewards. This is where the instant gratification monkey comes in. This metaphorical monkey represents our desire for instant pleasure and avoidance of discomfort. Imagine a mischievous monkey in your head, always pushing for immediate pleasure over long-term gains. This monkey is constantly whispering in your ear, suggesting that you should indulge in short-term pleasures rather than focusing on more significant long-term goals. Facing a challenging task? The monkey screams for instant gratification. It tells you that the task is too hard, too boring, or too stressful, and that you should do something more enjoyable instead. Suddenly, checking your phone seems like a brilliant idea compared to the daunting task at hand. The monkey convinces you that a quick scroll through social media or a glance at your messages is a much better use of your time. Fear of failure is another culprit. This fear can be overwhelming, making it difficult to start or continue a task. The thought of not meeting expectations can be paralyzing. That looming possibility of not meeting our own or others' expectations can be paralyzing. We worry about what others will think if we fail, and this fear can stop us in our tracks. We avoid starting the task altogether, shielding ourselves from potential disappointment. Then there's task aversion. This is when we find a task so unpleasant or boring that we can't bring ourselves to start it. Some tasks are just plain boring or unpleasant. These tasks can feel like a chore, and we naturally want to avoid them. We avoid them like the plague, opting for more enjoyable activities even if they're less important. This is a common form of procrastination where we choose to do something fun instead of something necessary. To combat these culprits, we need to develop strategies to manage our time and tasks effectively. This might include breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, setting clear goals, and rewarding ourselves for completing tasks. By understanding the instant gratification monkey and other culprits, we can take control of our actions and make more productive choices. This leads to a greater sense of accomplishment and satisfaction in our lives. Procrastination isn't a harmless quirk. It comes at a cost. impacting our well-being, productivity, and overall success. The constant cycle of delaying tasks leads to a buildup of stress and anxiety. That unfinished to-do list weighs heavily on our minds, casting a shadow over our daily lives. Guilt and shame creep in, eroding our self-esteem and confidence, but the price of procrastination extends beyond our mental state. It hinders our productivity, preventing us from achieving our goals and reaching our full potential. Opportunities slip through our fingers as we prioritize short-term comfort over long-term rewards. Section 5. Taming the procrastination monster: strategies for taking control. The good news is that procrastination isn't a life sentence. By understanding the psychology behind it, we can develop effective strategies to regain control and break free from its grasp. It's about shifting our mindset, adopting practical techniques, and cultivating habits that promote action over avoidance. One powerful approach is breaking down large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the task seem less daunting and allows us to celebrate small victories along the way, boosting our motivation. Section 6. Breaking it down: small steps to big victories. Imagine you have to write a 10,000-word research paper. The sheer magnitude of the task can be paralyzing, leading to procrastination. You might find yourself staring at a blank screen, feeling overwhelmed and unsure where to start. The sheer magnitude of the task can be paralyzing, leading to procrastination. But there's a way to tackle this seemingly insurmountable challenge. Instead of focusing on the daunting whole, break it down. Start by outlining the main sections. Think of it as creating a roadmap for your journey. Each section represents a milestone that brings you closer to your final destination. Start by outlining the main sections. This initial step helps you to see the structure of your paper and makes the task feel more manageable. Once you have your outline, you can begin to fill in the details. Then tackle each section one at a time, setting realistic daily or weekly goals. For example, you might decide to write 500 words a day or complete one section per week. These smaller, more achievable goals can help you maintain momentum and avoid burnout. Suddenly, instead of facing a mountain of work, you're conquering manageable hills one step at a time. Each small victory builds your confidence and keeps you motivated. It's like climbing a series of small hills rather than a single daunting mountain. This approach not only reduces overwhelm but also creates a sense of progress, motivating you to keep moving forward. Each completed section is a tangible sign of your progress, and seeing your to-do list shrink can be incredibly satisfying. Remember, even small steps forward contribute to significant achievements over time. Just like a small plant grows into a tree with consistent care, your small efforts will accumulate into a substantial accomplishment. So take it one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have reached your goal. Section 7. The 2-minute rule: outsmarting your inner procrastinator. Another effective technique is the 2-minute rule. This simple yet powerful strategy involves committing to working on a task for just 2 minutes. Often, the hardest part is getting started. Once we overcome that initial inertia, we're more likely to continue working on the task. Even if we only manage 2 minutes, it's still a step in the right direction, breaking the cycle of procrastination. And who knows, those 2 minutes might turn into 20, and before you know it, you're making significant progress. Section 8. The power of visualization: imagining success, avoiding regret. Visualization is a powerful tool in combating procrastination. Take a moment to imagine yourself successfully completing the task. Visualize the sense of accomplishment, the relief, the positive outcomes. Now, shift your focus and imagine the consequences of procrastination. Picture the stress, the missed deadlines, the disappointment. By vividly imagining both scenarios, we can leverage the positive emotions associated with success and the negative emotions associated with procrastination to motivate action. Section 9. Conclusion: you've got this. Procrastination is a common struggle, but it's not insurmountable. By understanding its roots, adopting practical strategies, and cultivating a proactive mindset, we can break free from its grip. Remember, progress over perfection. Start small, celebrate victories, and be kind to yourself along the way. You have the power to take control of your time, achieve your goals, and live a more fulfilling life. So what are you waiting for? The time for action is now.